Ja, hallo YouTube. Herzlich willkommen zu The Outer Worlds. Spacer's Choice Edition. Hier gab es so ein Schild, wie das hieß. So, wo müssen wir... Ich wollte gerade sagen, warum reden die Englisch, aber es ist ja auf Englisch. Mann, ich bin noch in Cyberpunk drin. Wo muss ich denn hin? Ja, wo muss ich denn hin? Dahin? Okay, gehen wir dahin. Hallo, jemand zu Hause? Oh. Wassertabletten. Nikopet. Kanada, ne? Und die Tür hier auch schließen. Gucken wir uns mal das Terminal an. Benutzen. Protokolle. Okay. Edgewater Saltuna Konservenfabrik. Eine Anlage von Spacer's Choice. Hinweis. Die Edgewater Saltuna Konservenfabrik hält sich strikt an die Spacer Choice Standards in Sachen Gesundheitsschutz und Sicherheit. Hinweis. Plane die Termine für deine Krankentage mit deinem Spacer Choice Vorarbeiter und oder Vorgesetzten. Man muss planen, weil man krank wird, okay. Nehme Rücksicht auf die anderen Mitglieder des Spacer Choice Family. Du kannst mit 2 bis 4 Wochen Bearbeitungszeit zur Bewilligung deiner geplanten Krankentage rechnen. Ich sag ja, verlorene Stunden müssen dem Konzern erstattet werden. Solltest du Probleme mit der Bezahlung deiner Krankentage haben, wende dich an Reed. Wir werden versuchen, stattdessen Lohnabzüge für dich zu arrangieren. Denk daran, Arbeit stärkt den Geist. Die Krankheit des Körpers spiegelt Krankheit in den Geist, Verstand und Charakter wider. Solltest du feststellen, dass du krank wirst, ist es möglicherweise an der Zeit, ein Treffen mit unserem ansässigen Vikar zu arrangieren. Ja, die sind ja nett. Ja, ich sag ja. Was ist das hier? Ich weiß nicht, was ich gemacht habe, aber egal. So, gehen wir mal gucken. Das soll hier irgendwo sein. Ja, okay. Ich gucke mich mal um. Konservenfabrikarbeiter. Habt ihr alle Haarausfall, weil ihr hier arbeitet, oder was ist los? Das stehen wollen wir nicht. Konservenfabrikarbeiter. Also hier ist nichts los. Maschinen stehen still. Nein, stehen wollen wir nicht. Ups. Ach so, ich muss den Aufzug nehmen. Ja, okay. Huch.
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this. The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Okay.
Seems we've got a guest.
Mhm.
Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Ich kann warten, bis du fertig bist.
You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Du musst der Boss der Stadt sein.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
Ich glaube, du bringst ja Uniform. Wovon redest du?
Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker?
Ich arbeite nicht für Spacer's Choice.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Ich habe nicht vor, lange zu bleiben.
I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, you are welcome in our little outpost. Outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale. If you are a freelancer, then I have use for you. There is pay to be earned or supplies to tide you over, as you prefer.
Was für eine Art Hilfe suchst du?
The sort of work for which I cannot spare my own people. I am in the midst of a difficulty, the resolution of which requires a third party. You. There's an old botanical lab, mostly abandoned now, but still eating up power from our plant, power which our cannery sorely needs. I need you to go to the geothermal plant and reroute power from the botanical lab over to us. Simple as that.
Was genau meinst du mit größtenteils verlassen?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Ich glaube nicht, dass die sonderlich erfreut sein werden, wenn ich ihnen den Strom abstelle.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Wieso?
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
Ich würde bei dir auch nicht arbeiten. Ja, ich habe Edgewater gesehen. Die Arbeiter hatten einen Grundabzaun.
Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Wie erkenne ich Adelaide?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
Du willst, dass ich den Strom für eine ganze Gemeinde abschalte?
I am asking you to help us survive. Edgewater needs more workers or we will collapse. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Ich kann nichts versprechen.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Klar, ich hätte nichts gegen ein bisschen Gesellschaft.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It
Jetzt hab
is
ich
a
ihn
lot
da.
to ask of a stranger, I know.
Hier kann ich nur Gesprächsverlauf. Okay. Ja, los. Begleiter. C&P Junior Manager Seminar. Du hast einen Begleiter gefunden. Das sind Charaktere, die dir auf deinen Abenteuern beistehen und auf viele Arten helfen können, wie im Packesel zum Beispiel. Begleiter geben Feuerschutz im Gefecht. Aha. Ihre Fertigkeiten verbessern deine Fertigkeiten. Sie erhöhen deine Tragekapazität. Jawohl, ja. Mit der Fertigkeit Inspiration kannst du spezielle Begleiter-Kampffähigkeiten freischalten. Erfahre mehr über deine Begleiter im Register Begleiter.
My offer remains standing should you reconsider.
Genau, ich suche nach einem Energieregulator.
I can't just give you the cannery's regulator. The botanical lab's got one, though, ripe for the picking, provided you shut off their power first. I have made my case to you before. I hope that you will reconsider your refusal.
Ich komme wieder. Okay. Hallo!
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Ich glaube auch, meine Liebe. Der ist nicht ganz sauber. Komm. Mafiosi. Oh, bist du da? Okay, gut. Sie sieht so traurig aus. Herrje. Komm, Pavati, wir gehen.
Hey, ma'am, can we talk?
Ja, jetzt
Sorry.
willst du reden? Okay.
Can we chat?
Ja.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me.
Ach komm.
It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Ja, dachte ich mir schon. Reed wirkt auf mich nicht gerade wie ein besonderer, ehrlicher Mensch.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says.
Okay.
It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Kennst du diese Adelaide, von der Reed gesprochen hat?
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place.
Mhm. Ich kann es niemandem verübeln, von hier wegzuwollen. Die Stadt hat ihre Probleme.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Okay. Worüber willst du mit dem Vikarien darüber einen Stromschalter am Generator aus? Oh nein. Könnte wohl nicht schaden. Wir schauen mal vorbei.
Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Schreck mich doch nicht. Oh. Oh, ihr habt Feierabend. Oh, ist auch schon dunkel. Nun denn, Hier ist eine Kirche.
I'll just be a minute.
Schon. In gewisser Art und Weise hat diese Stadt ihren Charme, aber diese Regeln. Du darfst erst wenn du krank bist, deine Krankentage, die musst du erst besprechen und dann kriegst du erst in 3-4 Wochen Bescheid, ob du dich krank melden darfst oder nicht.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Hi.
Carry on.
Talking to the good vicar always lifts up my spirits.
Das freut mich. Wow, schön, schön. Sehr schön. Da ist der Vikar. Okay, gehen wir mal zu ihm. Hallo.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
Ja, Parvati wollte mit dir reden darüber, worum Reed uns gebeten hat.
What?
Ja,
I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
das Geothermiekraftwerk zu reparieren, alle als Deserteure den Strom abschalten.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
Also, was rätst du mir? Was hältst du von Adelaides Truppe erstmal?
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
Also, okay, super, können wir zum Ende kommen? Nein. Also, was rätst du mir?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Ja, ist das denn überhaupt
Not if
möglich?
things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
Oh, woran liegt das?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Wieso ist ein Vikar hinter einem verbundenen Ketzerbuch her?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Ein überzeugendes Argument.
Glad we see eye to eye. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Ich muss erst ein wenig mehr über dieses Buch wissen, bevor ich mich dazu bereit erkläre.
It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
Ja, ich suche das Buch.
Thank you.
Ja, you're
If you
welcome.
retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Gut. Pravati, komm. Oh, schön hier. Ähm, nein. Tagebuch. Bringe Reads Nachricht, bla bla. Eine Handvoll Taugenichts. Ach so. Durchsuche das Domizil der Sammler. Treibe Ludwigs Grabgebühren. Machen wir Grabgebühren erstmal. Okay, hier scheint schon einer zu sein. Ist er hier?
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier.
Hallo.
Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Mhm. Immer mit der Ruhe. Mr. Thompson hat mich nicht geschickt.
And what are you doing here? Visiting? Well, let me give you the grand tour. This here's my domicile, and there's the door.
Du bist also Martin Abernathy.
What? No. I mean, I might be. That depends on who's asking.
Ich suche nicht nach Streit. Ich bin nur hier, um deine Grabgebühren einzutreiben. Oh Gott.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Was weiß er? Lügen. Er hat mir alles erzählt. Wie lange dachtest du denn, dass du ein solches Geheimnis bewahren könntest?
Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Tut mir leid, das zu hören.
You are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Wie kann ich helfen?
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Nicht so schnell, ich habe ein paar Fragen.
Do what I can.
Wieso kannst du nicht einfach selbst Medizin kaufen?
I tried medicating myself with adrenatime. Didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell.
Ich glaube, du hast ein
Anyway, I
bisschen
can't
zu
just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy.
Aber du siehst mir nicht unbedingt krank aus, du siehst mir abhängig aus. Das ist ja schrecklich. Ja, das finde ich total schrecklich.
It is what it is. Town's got a limited supply of medicine. Medicine better spent on a body stronger and younger than mine.
Ich vermute, dass dort Wachen sind.
You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand.
Was kannst du mir über die Plünderer erzählen?
I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly.
Okay, ich habe genug
So
gehört.
you'll do it then?
Ja.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
Gibt es etwas, was ich über dieses Versammlungszentrum wissen sollte?
Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives.
Ja, ich lasse dich mal zufrieden. Okay,
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
okay. Mit dir rede ich im nächsten Part. Ich bedanke mich jetzt erstmal fürs Zusehen. Daumen hoch, Kommentar, Tipps und Tricks wie immer. Würde ich mich sehr drüber freuen. Und im nächsten Part sprechen wir dann mit Esther Blaine. Bis dahin, adios.